Some good news. After more than 3 months recovering in the hospital, a Carrollton police sergeant is on his way home. Sergeant Rob Holloway was released from the Shepherd Center about a half hour ago. He was transferred there from Grady for brain injury rehab after a suspect shot him in the head back in April during a traffic stop. 11Alive's Mara Sirianni joining us from downtown Carrollton with more on how the community is welcoming Sergeant Holloway home in a big way, Mara.
They certainly are, Aisha. The crowd here in Carrollton has actually grown since our last live shot. So look behind me. You can see the sidewalks here downtown near Adamson Square are just lined with people. They have signs. You see this large "Thank You Hometown Hero" sign. I'm also seeing a lot of thin blue line flags, welcome home signs. Just spoke with Carrollton's mayor. I think the whole town is here. So the send-off celebration actually began with a police escort from the Shepherd Center. Let's show you video of that now. A crowd of about 200 people gathered there, including law enforcement officers from the Carrollton Police Department, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, APD, state troopers, and hospital workers. Sergeant Holloway is finally headed home here to Carrollton after he was shot in the head in the line of duty about 3 months ago during that violent police chase. So right now that police escort is making its way. It's getting close to Carrollton here. We're told within about the next 10 to 15 minutes he should be arriving. Community members here say they have waited so long to welcome home their hometown hero.
We canceled them. We said we can't be at anything today but at Rob's homecoming. So we're just so happy that he's on his way here, and we're going to love him all we can.
And so again, you see here police trucks, fire trucks, such a large crowd. We're estimating about 500 people here lining the streets in this immediate area of downtown Carrollton right now, waiting to get a glimpse of Sergeant Holloway. Thank him, welcome him home. We're told by the mayor that they're going to open the doors and he's going to give a big wave to this very excited and thankful crowd here, Aisha.
What a crowd. Talk about a hero's welcome. Thank you so much for that on-the-ground perspective, Mara. Chesley, it turns out to be a good day for a welcome home ceremony.
Yeah, where they are, looking pretty good. But we do see the cumulus clouds starting to form. This is over toward Cobb County, Circle 75. Look at a distance here. So we had some rain right here in the middle when we looked at the last half hour. That has now moved over here a little bit further up toward the Roswell area. And you can see that here on the map now. Notice how the showers begin to develop there. And some very heavy rain just to the north of Roswell as well. Right here, there's that very heavy rain. Haven't seen any lightning strikes associated with it, but you got that red in there, which indicates some pretty heavy downpours. Up just to the north of Canton as well, you got some moderate rainfall right along 75, just to the south and east of the Cartersville area. A little bit further down toward Marietta as well, starting to see some showers form there. Even further down to the south, over into Heard County, you can see Central Hatchie, where we have some moderate rain coming down as well. We'll be seeing this off and on as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Isolated showers, so not everyone getting wet. For example, South Fulton County, you're not seeing much right now over toward Peachtree City. A little bit of sunshine there as well, but you'll get it on some of those clouds at least, and then maybe some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms as we'll see those begin to erupt once we get toward the 2 or 3 o'clock hour. Certainly they'll be around. Frequent lightning could be associated with a few, certainly some heavy downpours and also some gusty winds. We're not anticipating any widespread severe weather. An isolated severe thunderstorm certainly could pop up, so we'll watch out for that. We're going to hold on to the threat for the showers at least to about 9 or 10 o'clock before that begins to dissipate. As far as our temperatures go, we had the sunshine early, so we're well into the 80s now. Looking at 87 degrees for an afternoon high. We'll drop back down to 84 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Aisha, back to you.
We have the latest information on one of the men killed in that country club shooting in Cobb County. Friends confirmed the suspect and Henry Valdez knew each other. Last night, Valdez's roommate spoke with our Hope Ford.
Someone who just couldn't say no to anyone. That's how Henry Valdez's roommate, Gary Pesner, describes his longtime friend.
It's almost like a weakness, like he just couldn't say no. He just always said yes. You know, whatever anyone needed help, he was there.
And the last time Pesner saw his roommate, the day before Valdez flew to Atlanta.
And then he flew out Friday, and then he was gone Saturday.
Gone, one of 3 victims in a triple homicide at a golf course. The suspect, Brian Roden, is accused of killing Valdez and Paul Pearson, tying them up and putting them in the back of a truck before killing golf pro Gene Siller. Valdez and Roden following each other on Instagram, and other friends of Valdez confirmed the two knew each other. Valdez ran a weed delivery business called Hope for Humanity out of California. Pesner didn't go into detail about Valdez's business, but added Valdez made it his business to do whatever he could for anyone he met.
He just had this really unique energy around him. Like he'd always like make people feel better about themselves. anybody can encourage and inspire people, whatever it is, he'd be there.
Pesner started a GoFundMe for Valdez's family to help his family bring the body back to California for his services. Roden is now facing murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault charges. Roden's friend and manager, DeAndre Veal, talked to 11Alive and says he thinks police may have the wrong man.
Of course I think he's innocent. It's hard to defend him without being disrespectful to the families. And it's really like, kind of like a you're guilty until proven innocent type thing.
Veal says Roden, an aspiring musician, used music to move away from his past. He knew Roden as an honor student from high school, someone he says wanted to make an impact. While he feels the pain of the victims' families, Veal says he can't imagine his friend as a killer. Right now, Atlanta police are investigating a shooting that ended with 2 women in the hospital. Police say a 70-year-old woman was hit by gunfire in the 300 block of James P. Brawley Drive, which is near Bankhead. Another woman was hit by a car that was driving away from the gunshots. Atlanta police say she's in critical condition right now. At this point, they think both of the women were innocent bystanders. Investigators are looking at any video they can find to identify possible suspects. Over in the city of South Fulton, we have new details in a shooting that led to the evacuation of a Walmart. Police confirming the suspected shooter was 19 years old. Officials say it all started as a fight between 2 women. Witnesses say it was chaos in the parking lot out there yesterday morning. One person crashed into a pole near the front entrance of the store. Police haven't said who was behind the wheel. They tell us the victim was seriously injured and had to undergo surgery. She is still in the hospital. In Henry County, police are working to figure out if human remains recently found are connected to a missing person from 2014. Officers say they're working right now with the Medina Police Department on the case. The remains were discovered Monday in the area of Highway 42 near Campground Road. Both departments are trying to find the missing person's case, find the tie there. We're going to let you know what happens when more details are released. Police also investigating a body found in northwest Atlanta. It was discovered in a creek near the 2300 block of Peachtree Road yesterday. That's not too far from E. Rivers Elementary School. Investigators are still working to identify the body and also to find out how long it's been there. A man is facing felony murder charges after being accused of selling opioids to people who later overdosed and died. A grand jury indicted 33-year-old Aaron Lewis of DeKalb County. He's accused of selling 2 people heroin-laced fentanyl last year. Both victims died in Gwinnett County. A former prosecutor tells us it's going to be hard to prove Lewis intended to kill.
A jury will very likely convict this guy if they don't like him. But as far as the law is concerned, how do you show intent? Did he know that this fentanyl was likely to kill or might kill?
Right now, Lewis remains in jail without bond. If you'd like to read more about the indictments and the case, head on over to 11alive.com. Happening today, attorneys for a man shot and killed by police in North Carolina will announce a federal lawsuit in the case. The suit is seeking $30 million in the death of Andrew Brown Jr. Back in April, deputies shot Brown in the back of the head while attempting to serve him with warrants. Few details and limited body camera footage have been released to the family. 7 sheriff's deputies were put on leave following Brown's death. A survivor story is offering insight after 160 unmarked graves were found at a residential school in Canada. The Peel-and-Cut tribe chief says that the remains were discovered on British Columbia's Peel-and-Cut Island. It is where the Cooper Island School educated indigenous students from 1890 to 1975. Survivor Eddie Charlie says he remembers seeing more and more empty beds in lunchroom seats, but he says he's shocked at the discovery.
I used to see empty beds, and I got really curious where all the boys were going to, because I knew they weren't letting any of us go home. So, and then when I got the news about 160 graves found on Cooper Island, I stopped wondering. I knew where they were now.
Peel-and-Cut Island is not the only site in Canada where mass graves were found. Hundreds of unmarked graves thought to contain the remains of indigenous children were recently discovered at the site of at least 3 other former boarding schools. Right now, Pope Francis is back home 10 days after intestinal surgery. He arrived at the Vatican today after leaving the hospital in Rome. He took a moment to greet well-wishers at the gate before being driven inside the Vatican. Pope Francis had half of his colon removed for a severe narrowing of his large intestine on July 4th, his first major surgery since he became Pope in 2013. It was a planned procedure scheduled for early July when the Pope's audiences are suspended and Pope Francis would normally take some time off. Child tax credit payments start rolling out tomorrow, but we're still getting questions about who will see the money we verify straight ahead. And right now, let's take you with a live look as Sergeant Rob Holloway arrives in his hometown of Carrollton. The Carrollton police sergeant has been recovering at the Shepherd Center for the past 3 months after he was shot and injured. Welcome home, Sergeant Holloway.
The strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment.
Welcome back to 11Alive, where Atlanta speaks. Have a question you want answered? Text us at 404-885-7600.
Parents, you may be about to get some relief. A lot of you out there, the advanced child tax credit starts to roll out tomorrow. You've asked us some questions on who can get the money, and we verify.
More money will soon be on the way for parents who qualify for the advanced child tax credits. But what about families who just had a baby? Will they get the money? Let's verify. Our sources are the IRS and a tax expert, Mark Stieber. Here's what we found. To qualify for the checks, you need to meet the income requirements, according to Stieber, a chief tax information officer with Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Single parents need to make $75,000 or less, and couples need to make $150,000 or less. The IRS says it's using your tax returns from 2019 and 2020 to determine if you qualify for the monthly checks. So if you had a baby in 2021, they don't know about it. The IRS says if you're a new parent, you'll qualify next year when you file your taxes and get the money all at once. Or you can update your information now on the IRS's portal to opt in for the checks now. So we can verify you can get the child tax credits if your baby was born this year. That claim is true. You just need to meet the other requirements to get the checks.
Parents aren't the only ones who can expect some extra cash. There's an unexpected tax refund that could hit some 4 million bank accounts in the coming days. The funds will be sent to people who overpaid taxes on their 2020 unemployment benefits. The money comes from the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan Act, which went into effect after many filed their taxes. If you're still on the hunt for a job, there is now an explosion of job postings looking for people to fill them. Staffing firm People Ready says nearly 5 million jobs have been posted in the last month, and roughly 1 million of them were posted in just the last 7 days. Several jobs saw the percentage of postings increase by triple digits, including food and beverage workers, catering service workers, stockroom associates, and personal grocery shoppers.
12:16 the current time. Take a look at Truist Park. We got some raindrops coming down here. This is over towards Circle 75, right where 75 and I-285 come together. You can see some rain in the distance, likely over toward the Smyrna area, and then we have some light rain right here at Truist coming down. Here's a better look at it on the radar. Here's where that camera would be, right about there. You can see the light rain again, a little bit heavier back towards Smyrna. And then some very heavy rain up here to the north. This is north of Roswell, so over toward the Milton area. It's probably over Arnold Mill right now, and then over toward Milton, headed towards your way, Alpharetta. You'll get in on some of this. About 3 lightning strikes right there. Indicating that very heavy rain that's coming down. Also just in the north of Canton, about to slide across I-575 up here over northern parts of Cherokee County. So Waleska, you'll get in on some of this as well. And then Kennesaw, you've been experiencing some light rain. That's going to continue at least for the next, I'd say, about 20 minutes or so before it gets out of the way. It's light for the most part, but notice how isolated it is. So not far away, Silver City, Roswell, for example, not seeing anything right now. Down toward Tucker, Atlanta, not seeing anything right now. You got a little bit of sunshine from those cumulus clouds. That's it. A little bit further down to the south, we got more rain. From Whitesburg back to Central Hatchie, we do have some showers, light for the most part. You got a few moderate pockets in there, here and there, just south of Bowden as well, headed toward Carrollton. You got some showers. And so that's the way it's going to be off and on for the rest of the afternoon, where you get some of those thunderstorms like what we're seeing over toward Milton, for example, right now in North Fulton County. That's where you got that very heavy rain coming down. 6 out of a possible 11 today on the wazometer, 40% chance for the rain, so not everyone gets wet, but those scattered showers will be around, so if you're going to be traveling this afternoon, definitely be on the lookout for that rain. 87 degrees for your afternoon high temperature today, thanks to the extra sunshine that we had. It started out nice and sunny. Fog in some spots, mainly north, so we had it over toward Rome, but you got in on some sun as it cooked off some of those low-level clouds, and now we have a threat for some rain to be around. Again, those scattered showers will dominate this afternoon. High pressure off to the east of us, a Bermuda high is what we call it, will be locked in for the next couple of days. And so it's allowing that moisture to come right on in. You couple that with the daytime heating, and that's when you get those scattered thunderstorms popping up. And that's the way it's going to be for us for the next couple of days. In fact, our changes won't come until we get toward the weekend. Looking a little bit further out in the forecast, because we've been talking about day after day after day, these isolated thunderstorms during the afternoon. We're waiting on the arrival of a front. It looks like it'll come in, or at least close enough to us by Sunday. The question is going to be, will it move through the area? I think it's going to stall mainly to the north of us, and that's just going to keep the chance for the showers in our forecast. Got plans to go out to the tropics. You're looking good. Caribbean looks great. Man, very, very nice. The Gulf looks great. So yeah, if you got plans for your vacation, I think you'll be fine, at least for now. Peak season not until September, so we're headed in that direction. Here it is, our forecast track model shows those scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's the way it's going to be for the next couple of afternoons, in fact, all the way through Saturday. And then by Sunday, we'll be looking at a 50% chance for the rain with that front stalling in the area, 60% chance on Monday and next Tuesday. Aisha, back to you.
Well, thanks, Chesley. The South is unique in so many ways, we know that. And that includes our population growth. While the country's overall growth rate has slowed to Depression-era levels, our recent census shows the South going against the grain. Why? Here's our why guy.
Our warm, welcoming climate is just part of it. While the nation's overall growth rate has slowed considerably, the South is one of only 2 regions still showing signs of life. Several western states are among the fastest growing, but the South is the only region with double-digit growth at 10%. Let's explore why. The nation's birth rate hit a road bump during the Great Recession, but it didn't stop the migration to the South and West that began decades earlier. Emory University political science professor Michael Rich says the federal government's investment in infrastructure and state policies have made the South more attractive for businesses.
Many of the southern states
passed right-to-work laws, so there weren't unions to deal with. There were a variety of aggressive economic development incentives.
Tom Smith of Emory's Gosweda Business School says affordability makes the South attractive.
Housing is affordable. Gas prices, right, are, considerably lower. Our pace of living is much more relaxed and affords a different level of stress.
While you typically can't avoid paying federal income taxes, there's no state income tax in 9 U.S. states. 3 of them are in the South, 5 of them in the West. Not all southern and western states have flourished. Mississippi is one of only 3 states nationwide to lose population over the past 10 years. California's growth rate has slowed so much, it lost a congressional seat for the first time ever.
It takes more than just grit to be an Olympian, but also an extreme amount of focus. How some athletes say they get into the zone for the challenge ahead.
With traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show, that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable, yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck.
Swiss tennis star Roger Federer has withdrawn from the Tokyo Olympics. Federer posting to Twitter that he suffered a knee injury during the grass court season. He had 2 knee surgeries in 2020, which resulted in more than a year of rehab. Federer, who turns 40 next month, withdrew from the French Open after winning his 3rd round match to save himself for the grass court season. He was beaten in the quarterfinal at Wimbledon. Federer won a gold medal in doubles at the 2008 Games in Beijing and the silver medal in singles 4 years later in London. Well, we know the focus it takes to be an Olympian is renowned and essential. But when performing on the biggest stage with a crowd cheering and a lifetime dream right in front of you, focus goes to another level, one that can see an athlete's performance go by in a blur.
The world record's gone! The world record's gone again!
Once the gun went off, I didn't remember anything else.
When I'm going down the runway, I really don't hear much at all. It's kind of like hearing dead silence from the crowd, even if the crowd is going wild, I don't hear them.
I'll hear some of the stuff, but I'm so focused before I take off. I'm praying, I'm talking to myself. I don't really hear anybody.
And I count down to the takeoff, kind of like a rocket ship. So sometimes you'll see me mouthing it as I'm running down the runway. I'm like, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I'm whispering it to myself, but that is all I'm hearing when I'm getting ready for that pole to fall and to jump off the ground.
I hear my thoughts. They're very quick, and then you'll come around the turn. It's like, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall. And then you start getting to the end of the race, and it's like, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
When you're doing it, it's all slow motion, and then when you look back on it, it's kind of a blur. But I do remember it was like this, obviously excitement, but also relief at the finish line.
You just finished the race, and it's like, whoa, it's over. Over before it started.
A reminder, the Tokyo Olympics opening ceremony is happening July 23rd. We will follow Team USA and especially our Georgia athletes. There are a lot of them too. Cheryl Preheim is going to bring you exclusive stories you'll only see on 11Alive. We'll be right back.
11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give everyone what they need to start their day. Chesley does a fantastic job of making it relatable and making it digestible. Crash with Traffic makes it so interesting, and I love his energy. Francesca is so smart and brilliant, and I love the way she researches stories. You're always going to get the most accurate information.
Watch Aisha, Francesca, Chesley, and Crash on the 11Alive Morning News, weekdays 5 to 7.
Chesley, I just think that he's a great weather guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I love the weather because Chesley has been absolutely fabulous.
I like the way that Chesley will take the time to explain something, and I feel like I'm sitting in his classroom.
The Locked On Podcast is your new place to keep up with your team every day. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs. Expert analysis on Atlanta and SEC sports. Listen and subscribe at 11alive.com/lockedon.
News happens fast. Stream it faster. 11Alive News is now on Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
They come in every day with the same spirit, with the same professionalism.
You can see the passion that comes with their reporting.
Even delivering the bad news is just a great environment that they're presenting to us.
How can you really tell whether a viral story is true or false? 11Alive's Verify breaks down the claims with facts and experts so you can know whether you're seeing truth or misinformation. Watch Verify only on 11Alive News.
Morning news is just a little bit of everything to give
Most golfers dream of the perfect strike on the ball. In Texas, that strike was electrifying. Take a look at this. The golfer was at the San Antonio driving range hitting into a storm that was in the area. Shortly after his ball left the tee, it was hit by lightning while it was in the air. Wow. The bolt jolted the golfer backwards in surprise. As the video is slowed down, you can see the moment when a streak of lightning hits the golf ball. The once-in-a-lifetime shot has become a viral sensation. No one was injured in the incident. We're glad because it made for a really cool video, a moment we are so thankful they all made it out of. Well, that's our time here at noon. We thank you for joining us. We hope you make it a great rest of your day and join the team back here at 5 p.m.
Roku. Stream live newscasts and watch on demand. 11Alive News. Stream now on Roku.
Crash is definitely the funniest.
He makes it enjoyable as far as the traffic, be it good or bad.
He just feels like your Uncle Joe that's on the show that's out there to make everybody laugh and feel comfortable yet bring important traffic reports.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The